All right, so here is a breakdown of the video that I directed and produced for Bad Girls. I had my good buddy Christian shoot it for me. He did a phenomenal job. And some of these other more boutique music videos that I've done over the years, typically I've done out of necessity for not having like the budget at the time to have a third party come in there and do it with $1,000 plus budget. And so through the process of doing that, I've really come to enjoy making these videos. You know, I'm not an expert by any means when it comes to music video production and editing, but I have Final Cut Pro, which I didn't even pay for. Actually, my cousin paid for, because at the time I was producing some of his podcasts, and you know, he was like, what's the software that's going to make this the easiest and it'll look the best as far as the edits and stuff? And I was like, Final Cut is the move. So that is the one that I've been using for the last two and a half years or so. And you know, something that I've also realized too is, to the average person who watches this video, you know, I'm not saying that my skill set for video editing and production rivals by any means some of these bigger names or some of these cooler, you know, folks that I've worked with, but at the same time, you know, I'm under the impression that a lot of times the average consumer might watch this and think, you know, maybe this is more of a boutique avant-garde sort of art house production, and they don't really have any idea of how much it costs to produce, or that it was free, right? So it was an opportunity too for me to just be artistically genuine too, which is a big part of kind of my whole process of, you know, making videos and doing art and shit in general. So I didn't make this to win an award by any means, but it was still a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and jump in here and see what they're talking about. So this is Bad Girls, shot on the iPhone, edited on Final Cut. So, right off the bat here, you can see that what we did was, let me back it up here a little bit. So, my thought process behind the introduction of this video, you can see in this one shot right here, this is a font that I engineered and kind of created a little bit, and I was inspired in its interpolation from the Evangelion. I can't remember the name of it. It's that one anime. Neon Genesis Evangelion. I think I'm saying that right. That's what that is. That's what the interpolation of is for that font. And then I just kind of made it look like ZODIACTRAC and just kind of switched it up. And the black and white, there's actually one shot at the very beginning that reminds me a lot of King Carson's A Great Chaos album art. And so that was kind of the inspiration for that. The two shots from the shower are actually a reference to the ending of American History X, where Edward Norton's character's taking a shower. I really liked the way those shots looked with the water coming down in slow-mo. So I tried to do that as well. And that whole video was really fun to make, and I have some behind-the-scenes stuff too that we can look at here, and I kind of going over the process of it as well. And it was a funny process, like just making the video. This sounds bad, but anytime I shoot a music video, it is kind of a, you know, you're an actor in that moment. You're on the spot, you're on camera, so it helps me to have a drink or two to just get a little bit looser, and I can really get into the music and I can really feel it. I forget that I'm on camera, and you can capture more of that authenticity, that rawness of the video as we're making it. So that was a lot of fun to make. It's always a blast to make music videos, and I say that I produced and directed it, and by all intents and purposes I did. You know, I'm the one that put it together, and you know, obviously you always have help, but you know, like my cameraman, but it is a lot of fun to be the creative director behind that. And as far as the black and white, I guess you could even say too, after watching American History X and Memento too, where a lot of those films are shot in black and white. It's just a cool look, and honestly made the workload a little bit easier for me as far as color grading, because I still don't know a whole lot about that right now when it comes to video production. So black and white and grayscale is just a little bit easier to work with in the long term. So yeah.
Bad girls, they like me best. Tattoos on my arm, on my hands, on my chest. Make out your parents' living room couch. Breathe my skin and then kiss my.
That little snapshot right there, it went psh, 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 with the camera shutter noise. I got that idea from one of Yeat's music videos.
Bad girls, they like me best. Tattoos on my arm, on my hands, on my chest. Make out your parents' living room.
Got that idea from the On the Line music video. And then again, also you'll see that I used subtitles in Japanese. And if you take your phone out and put it up to the screen and actually do like the Google Translate app, it'll show you the lyrics. So I had an idea a while back where basically I've always had an affinity. So you'll notice a lot in a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, there's a lot of typography and typeface that are in different languages, and I incorporate that a lot into my Instagram posts and just any kind of like physical or like digital art that I'm doing. And the reason I'm doing that is I just think other languages, like other typefaces and other fonts in other languages look really cool. They just look so, I just think Man and His Symbols, Carl Jung. I think that stuff is really cool looking, and I think I'm interested in linguistics and typeface and calligraphy and what have you. So I started doing that. And another thing too, you know, because I have an affinity for some of these other cultures and languages and different things, you know, it's also an opportunity to give an audience that I potentially wouldn't have access to right now an opportunity to consume my art in a way that maybe they wouldn't be able to otherwise. And what I mean by that is you have to think, there's so many people, there's such a high concentration of people in some of these other countries like Japan, that even if a very small portion of people in Japan if I develop a fan base there, a very marginal percentage-wise of those people, if they start to follow and consume and become fans of my art, that represents a massive demographic, a huge amount of people. Which is great for me. And then also, you know, I'm doing this purposely to blaze a trail into that part of the world and develop a fan base there. And in my head, I'm thinking, you know, if I see a Japanese music video that I don't understand because I don't speak Japanese, but then there's subtitles at the bottom there in English, I immediately am able to connect with it in a way that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. So I'm just making it easy for people in Japan to see my shit and fuck with it, basically. And I think it's also a cool look too. It kind of reminds me of, I got this idea because I watched the second season, or I almost finished the second season of Squid Games, and I love the first one. And so I noticed too, because like me personally, I have a hard time getting down with shows that are in a foreign language that aren't in English, because I don't know, it's hard for me to like want to invest in that because I can't immediately just roll with it because it's in a different language. But the way the subtitles work, like not all of this stuff that I'm putting in here is a direct translation, just like it is for other foreign shows or animes. It's not necessarily a direct translation. It's like to get the most contextual point across. So some of these lyrics aren't exact as far as what I like the translation into Japanese, but I'm doing it in a way that is the most palatable, like the most parsable for people in Japan to be able to read that and see like they get the idea, right? And also the lyricism for the beginning of this song, I tried to make it like really youthful and relatable. The make out on your parents' living room couch, I felt like that was such a great line that's immediately like, plenty of people have been there, bro. Like they've made out on their girlfriend's parents' couch before, on their living room couch. I just thought that was a great line. You know, modern technology.
Couch, breathe my skin and then kiss my mouth. That precious porcelain doll, try to make sense of the writing on the wall. What scares me is nothing at all. The dreidel does spin and life moves on. I'm in too deep.
Another thing here too, I introduced the line, which is obviously the title of the album, Precious Porcelain Doll. I really wanted to find a way, and I love this, one of my favorite songs off the whole album. I wanted to find a way to include the name of the album somewhere in the lyricism, and it was such a perfect fit whenever this song came time to produce, and it just fit super well. This song was the last minute addition to the album, and whenever I was writing it and I was up super late, I found the beat one night. I just finished a session with one of my engineers, and I had this beat and I was so in love with it, and I just loved how it sounded, and I just knew it had to be on there. And it's so cool too, because the songs that I've made that I've only written on, that I had no external help with, usually are the ones that people like the most, I've found, and it typically stems from me hearing the beat and just being obsessed with it. And that obsession typically leads to me going the extra mile to make it kick ass and to make it authentic. And I feel like this is definitely an instance of that. And I think about Graphite, Dance Dance, two songs that I only wrote, that I didn't have any outside help with, that I was just so passionate about those beats and those sounds that I insisted on it. I insisted upon it. It insisted upon it in a positive way. It insists upon itself, and I did too for those songs. And so I was really pleased to how organically the line "That Precious Porcelain Doll" flowed into the songs, the first song off the album. So that was special to me. And I was also really inspired by once again Laney, Paul Klein, just his lyricism. That's really the bulk of my inspiration for this song, as well as Young Lean, or Blade's Mean Girls, hence the title Bad Girls. Mean Girls, so there's a little bit there, yeah, too. And also, I in some of my other compilation videos where I've done like lyric playlists and visualizers for live shows, I put in as much of my lyricism in the video as I can, because the quicker that people are able to learn the lyrics, if they see them, they'll learn the lyrics way quicker, and the quicker you know the lyrics to a song, the more likely you're going to be rocking with it. So
if I could never love another, she watched me fall asleep under the covers. Drop me dead, I'm over myself. A crystal ball that I read in my head. Fall hard, falling over myself. A yellow plastic sign in my mind where I fell. Asked so much it cost, I couldn't tell ya. At the bank, so much got handshakes with the tellers. I think I'm in love, but I can't tell her. Without you I was fine, but with you my life is better. She been single every wedding that she been to. I could be that guy with you. More than just a 10, get with any guy she wanted. What a shame it's not with you. If it was me, I wouldn't put up with that bullshit. Talking mad shit, but I never saw you pivot.
So the line, if it was me, I wouldn't put up with that bullshit. It's actually an inside joke, which if you watch any of these videos before, you know a lot of my video production and direction and lyricism, sometimes they're just like memes, like shit that me and my buddies have said together, or they're just inside jokes, and they happen to be like cool lyrics or whatever. And so one of my buddies has this bit where if we're ever watching a movie and like somebody's getting their ass beat or tortured or something like that, or someone's just taking a beating, he'll just be sitting there and he'll look over at me and he's like, dude, I don't know about you, but me personally, like, I just wouldn't put up with that bullshit. And I don't know why, that just kills me. That's like the funniest like joke to me, where it's like, I just wouldn't put up with that bullshit. Someone's getting like wailed on in a movie and like, dude, just couldn't be me, can't relate. And so I just figured I'd throw that in here. And yeah, so actually this whole song is about this girl that I have a big crush on, and she's kind of like she's gorgeous, hasn't ever really like had a boyfriend type deal, and so she's kind of untouchable in a way. And I don't even, like, there's a good chance I've like never even really had a conversation with this girl before, and I've tried and she's hasn't really given me anything to work with. But I wrote this song about her because I see her going to weddings all the time on like Instagram and stuff. She's never had a boyfriend that I know of, and she never has dates at these weddings, and it's like, I could be that guy with you. You've been single at every wedding you've been to. I could be that guy with you. But yeah.
fuck that shit, and yes, I'm in it. I'm the master of right, I'm the demon of light. Strike a white lighter, ice blue light. 42, stay alive. Jackie Robinson, 555. Bad girls, they like me best. Tattoos on my arm, on my hands, on my chest. Make out your parents' living room couch. Breathe my skin and then kiss my mouth. That precious porcelain doll. Try to make sense of the writing on the wall. What scares me is nothing at all. The dreidel does spin and life moves on. I'm in too deep, I can never love another. She watched me fall asleep under the covers.
Great music video. One of my favorites that I've made, definitely. So, let's see here. A couple different things lyrically. So, I got the idea of the dreidel does spin and life moves on. That's the dreidel, as we know, is a top, traditionally seen at Christmas time or around that time, around Hanukkah. A lot of Orthodox Jewish folk. That's a totem that is used in that religion, and I just like the word dreidel. It's an interesting word, and I heard that initially. Dreidel gang from Young Lean, and another interpolation of it was from BLP Kosher. And as far as the rest of the lyricism, you know, again, I tried to make it just fun and lighthearted, you know, and there's something that really spoke to me about this beat, and it was just a blast to make. You know, I had so much fun making this music video, and then again, you'll see some of these snapshots of these little different artworks here and there. All of that is for the post that I have made for the dropping of the music video. And I've also I've started doing again more of these cool like slide posts where it's like you slide on Instagram, it's like 5 slides and they're all one continuous image, which is a really cool look. And then you'll also see two photos of the, so rest in peace, David Lynch, one of my favorite directors. Some of my favorite movies ever were directed by him, namely Mulholland Drive. It's one of my favorite movies. And the lady who plays This Is the girl that's singing in that one scene, the pink dress, I think she's just the most drop-dead gorgeous woman to have ever lived. And so I use a lot of stills and shots and frames from that movie too. And then in addition, you'll see here I say, I'm the master of right, I'm the demon of light. That is a line from Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Tim Burton. I've recently become a big Tim Burton fan. And then I also say, strike a white lighter, ice blue light. So part of my, like, eventually I want to figure out a way to like break the curse of the white lighter, the 27 Club. And you can see here I've added a shot from the artwork of my 2-song little EP, Ice Blue Light, and then 42, Stay Alive, Jackie Robinson, 555. So Jackie Robinson's number, 42. I think Jackie Robinson's story is truly incredible, super inspirational, and 42 is an angel number, as well as 555, and so Stay Alive, Jackie Robinson, 555 is kind of a entendre there, where it's like we're breaking the curse of the 27 Club of early death, of premature death, of suicide, of things like that. We're staying alive. Ice Blue Light, Jackie Robinson, 555. And for a lot of you guys, you know that I've used 555 a lot in some of my imagery, and I'm actually using it on some of the merch as well. And yeah, so super cool stuff. And then I shot all of this stuff too. I didn't use any stock image or anything, any royalty-free imagery at all. And this music video is all me, which is cool. I used some shots that I took when I was in Chicago a couple months ago. Yeah, super duper fun music video to make. Check out the rest of the album. Precious Porcelain Doll, favorite project I've worked on so far. It's a blast to make. Let me know if you guys enjoy these behind the scenes music videos, or these behind the scene videos. I like making them. It's cool to have an opportunity to talk about it as well. Also, another big inspiration for this video is the Crush music video by Tu Hollis. I think he did a really good job on that, and you can tell it's kind of a similar production. It looks like he just shot that on his iPhone, which is really cool. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to make. This house actually where we shot the music video is where the album release party is going to be in a couple weeks, or I guess now that this video is out, the album release party is today, which is crazy. So yeah, shout out to all the folks who made this album happen. Shout out SYN Phantom. Shout out Zach Ev, who produced this song. Shout out Trey the Goat, who helped on the writing. Lucas Valetti. Shout out Bryce Gata, or Bellis. Bunch of great folks that helped make this video, or this album, possible. So we will see you on the next one. Peace.